Hi, Becca. Thank you so much for joining the Drama-Free Sales Management 3-Day Challenge. I'm very grateful that you are spending some time with me today. I would really like to ask your permission, just tell you a little bit about who I am and why you might want to listen to me. Well, I'm a registered nurse, and I have been in home health since 1990. And I grew up in a weird situation where we called it the Hawkins Family Nursing Home. So I really was living in an environment. Parents were caregivers to my great-grandparents and a great-aunt. And they have our services that we provide, whether it be home health, hospice, and private duty. So I first experienced our services on the receiving end. And it kind of made me go into nursing. I opened up my own agency in 1995 and first a home health, a second agency 2 years later, which was a private duty or home care agency. And then a few years after that, opened up my first hospice. We're going pretty good. We had hired some salespeople. They came and went because of an issue. They were supposed to be an event, and they ended up not being there. We had paid for like a ridiculous amount of money for them to attend a senior expo. They of them were supposed to be there manning the booth at that event. By the event around 1:30 in the afternoon, and none of the three were sales reps at the event. As I called the first rep, I said, "Hey, how's things going?" And her response was, "Oh my God, we're having tons of traffic at the table." And so I didn't even tell her that I was there. I just then hung up and called the next two reps and found three were covering for each other, and they weren't even doing what they were supposed to be doing. So as you can imagine, that left a really bad taste in my mouth on hiring sales teams to support my organization's growth. But eventually, I remember in 2009 getting called into a finance meeting, and my financial person at the company saying, we just had our third year of a consecutive loss, and you are not going to be here if you not do something different. Have expenses, and we're just not getting in enough business. We're losing market share, and you haven't done anything to make it different. And let me tell you, I worked so hard those first few years. I mean, this is about 11 years into the business that this happened, and it's blood, sweat, and tears into building that business that I was truly passionate about too, and wanted to slip away because of tons of new competition. And my organization just lost its presence by not having sales reps out calling. So I either had to grow my revenue or I had to make some major cuts. But there was really nothing else that I could cut, because at this point, after the first years of the financial loss, I had let some office people go. I stepped in and filled in those positions at their desk. So I was working, 50, 60 hours a week, which was terrible because at the same time our children were young, and I didn't know what to do. And the one thing that I learned is that failing to plan is planning to fail. And I wish that I had truly had a sat down with some industry experts and asked them, what should I be doing to try to plan? How do I keep my organization constantly evolving to be able to be meeting the market expectations? What do I need as far as salespeople? How do I manage them and monitor them to make sure that they're being effective with me? I was a nurse. I had a passion. I started the business, and I went from my heart. And now I said that didn't matter. It wasn't my heart that mattered. It was the results, and did I have the right things happening? So I traveled around the country, made some massive changes, traveled and went to 5 at least different boot camps, trade shows, whatever you want to call these kind of sales boot camps, and to learn different strategies and techniques. Read a lot books about different entrepreneurs and built success. Read a lot about building cultures that would support sales success, and started to map out a budget and a blueprint, a hiring guide, and borrowed money. And I added in 2010 about $500,000 in expenses to sales budget. And I will tell you, when I planned that out for success, we hit it. We home run by December of 2010. The company had not only been able to make up that $500,000 that I added to the budget, we actually had a $300,000 profit. And that was the first time we hit a profit in over 3 years. And it was like, baby, thank the Lord. You know, I had my sister working for me full-time, my best friend working for me full-time, and I would look at their faces like, if this business is not going to work out, not only do I lose the respect of the people that had working with me, but I would hurt their families. I knew, like, there was employees I had that were saving for cars and the first wedding and the college. Oh my goodness. So pain really motivates you to take action, and that's what I did. The beauty of it is I took that pain and I tried to make sure that nobody else that's in this industry has to experience it. And I kind of documented what I did, wrote a book about it, and then took that and replicated that success with sales teams that I had been working with around the country. And really, that success plan included just these followings. And I'm sorry I didn't have the slides maximized from the beginning. I do apologize, but I will attach the files that you can download them. With this process, you have to have a solid sales process. You know, you have to know what your sales reps are doing each time that they start working with an account, how they call the accounts each and every week with their prospecting. What did they do when they were referral? What did they do to try to grow that referral to a different level? You know, what did they do if that account hasn't referred? How do they reveal that information? And what strategies are they doing to solidify that relationship and cement that nobody else can come along from another provider and steal that account from you? So that's what a solid sales process is. In addition, making sure you have a strong orientation program. There is competence that comes from understanding the industries as well as the other industries that you might not be selling for, meaning sales reps need to understand if you're working in home health, all of you get paid, how PPS, what happens about when a patient is profitable or non-profitable. You know, is this patient that somebody's referring from a hospital a dump job, right? Because they have a pneumothorax that's costing $4, and we haven't even thought about what those expenses would be like. So a strong orientation program is critical, and I think that's an area that we really fail on, or it's an area that takes up so much time for orientations. I will tell you, we do have a solution at our website, so please don't visit it. It's a very, very inexpensive orientation solution. In addition, we do have something called the 52-week sales plan, and this is basically something that allows your team to have a reason to walk in and make a valuable-based sales call each and every week. There's nothing more frustrating than being a sales rep, that being a manager, and come up with another way to motivate our team. If we just give them, have a little session, a little rah-rah, give them an actual message of the week. This week, this is the type of patient we're going to go after. This is what they look like. This is the benefits that they would receive. And here's a flyer that highlights the patient that we're going after that you can drop off. That's a 52-week sales plan. That's your rep a tool and motivation to go in and visit each account and know what to say. And when they work on one solid selling message each and every day for the whole week, well, it's like rolling off their tongue with confidence, and they are really using it to their full advantage to differentiate themselves in the market. The fourth piece that I want to talk about with you today is some solid sales leadership. You know, nothing is more frustrating when we get a sales rep who comes to us and they currently need to be remotivated. I tell you, the lack of motivation comes from them not knowing what is their clearly defined expectations that you have set upon them, as well as are they aware of what are the metrics? You know, do they know their results, and are they able to benchmark them and put a plan into place to make improvements on the data? I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. Started. So the fastest way to make your job easier for anybody that's out there that's a sales manager and owner, and you are responsible for managing a team, is to clearly define your expectations so you can then manage by them. And sure the expectations are so you can actually go back and measure the results. And I tell you, one of the things that in this industry is don't ever set your expectations too low. Yeah, I agree that we have too many clients, or I have too many clients, and sometimes too many organizations that have unrealistic expectations. Like I worked with one client recently that said, I want 50 admissions the first month. I'm like, okay, so you have her calling on accounts that she has never referred in the past, and you are not giving her any house accounts, and you expect her to get 50 admissions a month? you'll fire her today. You know, it's impossible. An area that really does not have a lot of competition. We talk about the number one metric. The absolute number one metric is something around your accounts. I need you to think about what are you currently doing or looking at for the accounts that your reps have. Not just for the organization's account, but drill it down to each and every single sales rep. You know, how many accounts do you want them to call on? I was at one of my clients where we had a group of sales reps that came into the conference room, and we asked them, hey, could you share with me how many accounts you're currently managing? And the first sales rep stood loud and proud and, kind of puffed out his chest, and he said, I have 150 accounts. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I went to the next sales rep and the next sales rep. And at break, he kind of said, wow, yeah, I was a little disappointed that, Shirley, you didn't have any response when I shared my answer with you. And I said, I was actually a little concerned because when you told me that you're managing 150 accounts, how do you provide them with exceptional customer service? How do you see them frequently enough that you're building a phenomenal relationship that they really will continue to work with you and have somebody else not come in and steal the account out from under you? I have a lot of clients have done a really poor job at account management, and the reason why they're calling me is because they've lost a lot of their market share for that specific reason. So please take into consideration also how many accounts can that rep actually see in a week? How big is their territory? Are they driving looking at a dashboard for half of their day? This is not even a lie. I just could not believe this, but I had one administrator that made the sales reps driving into the office every single day for a morning rah-rah. Okay? Now, some of them would drive an hour to get to the office, then drive an hour back to get into their territory. That means every single day they lost 2 hours of selling, which is 10 hours in their work week that they were not in seeing accounts, making sales calls, asking for business. So please don't need to have your sales rep in your office. You need to have them out making sales calls. So how many accounts can they see each week? And what type of accounts are they calling on? Have a good range or a good mix in their box of chocolates of accounts that they can get results. You want to make sure that they're guaranteed some results so that they can good and not walk away too quickly from your organization. So if you have them all hospital accounts and they're saying, oh my God, the first month I didn't get anything, I will tell you, of course they did. Hospitals are not just going to drop who they're working with in 1 month because you came in 4 times to call on them. You need to have more success with the larger physicians' offices. There's going to be an easier way for them to break in quickly. It could take 6 months to break into a skilled nursing facility. It could take long to break into an ALF, 2 to 3 months. So you need to give them some different types of accounts that can give them different types of success. You also account ratings. I don't use 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. I've seen a million things, all different sales processes and protocols and things out there, but I will tell you a real simple one that I love is look to see what are the accounts that refer to my rep. I top 25% of those accounts from the highest referring account down to the lowest. I take that 25% and label them A accounts. Then 25% is B, then C, then D. And measure fluctuations between that account rating each and every quarter. So if I was going to St. Joseph's Hospital and that account had a B rating, and now for the next quarter St. Joseph's Hospital had a D rating, I would be really concerned. What heck happened? Why did that account fall off? What happened? And what has my sales rep done to make sure that we could try to get that account back up? Same is talking about strategies and goals with your reps by tracking this metric of how you get an account from a C to a B or a B to an A. So I always measure how many accounts they have that are referring and what their ratings are of those accounts, and making sure that you're constantly looking at to see if there's been fluctuations. Augmentation, are they documenting types of events they're completing at each of their accounts? And again, tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more about that. We're going to talk expense expectations, the pattern frequencies and variances for different account types. For example, you may have a hospital system that's giving you a lot of referrals. You might have to be there every single day. You might have to be there twice a day if necessary, right? Especially if you're working on hospice referrals or something. So you need to consider not just the number of accounts, but what is the frequency, the pattern that you want want them to call on those accounts. And as well as making sure that from the accounts that you're giving them, what is their referrals and admits goals per month. You've given them a history of accounts that have referred. Go and look at the previous 90 days before they touched these accounts. Know what have those accounts that you're giving this rep been presenting, been giving you for referrals. So have a baseline for them to start with. Are you really defining for your sales team how many new accounts you want them to target each and every week? That your rep is constantly able to go after new business. There's nothing worse, again, than having an agency that hires a brand new rep and they want them to go and manage all the 50 accounts that have referred to them over the past year. Well, that's great. If managing those 50 accounts, how are they building new accounts? How else calls do you expect them to do to an account if they don't refer? That's a whole other issue. How do you select these account sites? Are you using your CRM if you have market share data? Are you looking at your referral data over the last year? Specifically, are you looking at your referral data each and every day that if you got a referral from a hospital, are you making sure then that doctor that's signing for the orders, that somebody is calling also on his office and letting know, hey, we got Mrs. Jones, blah, blah, blah. Use all of the strategies as well as if you have a patient that was on your services that now becomes hospitalized, that's an opportunity to leverage that hospitalized patient as a reason for you to go in and visit that patient. So how are targeting new accounts? What is the frequency of that? And are you able to track it? The last one we're going to cover today is the number of sales calls to each account to win that first referral. You're on this perfect account and you start to date them, and now how many times do I have to make a sales call before first referral? I will tell you, a doctor's office is about 5 to 8. If you're not going to refer by 12, then I'd like to go into the next sales process of doing a reveal sales call. And tell them, go back to my original data and say, hey, when I first came here and did that first visit to conduct the survey to see how many patients you refer, you had told me you refer about 2 a week, without, 2 times 4 is 8 a month, and it's been about 3 months, so about 24 patients have been referred to other agencies, and I haven't been able to prove what my organization can do, so I need you to give me your next referral. Sales call in. And knowing how many sales calls that you're doing to each account to win a referral, the next step is that slowly decreasing as a sales rep works for you? Decreasing their sales efficiency ratio, right? So that they are actually getting a better result with making less visits. It took me 10 times that I had to go to one of my accounts to get one referral. Can I get that down to 9 times? Get it down to 8? Can I get it down to 7? Can I get them to commit to monthly? Can I get them to commit to more than 1 a month? And what am I doing to get that done? Have I been teaching different patient types that we can service so that they can identify more patients that they can refer? Do an under 2-minute elevator pitch that has a strong why connection. We know that when we talk to somebody and we are talking from our belief statements, that's really directly talking to somebody's limbic nerve system in the brain. That area is the decision-making component. So that area that we need them to decide to want to work with us. So to have a good conversation with our sales reps and make sure that they're able to talk to their referring accounts that they're trying to get referrals from with strong why connection. And they have to avoid brochure vomiting. If they've already qualified the account, meaning they've done that survey and yes, this is an account that absolutely refers to your services, no reason then for you to walk into an account and say, okay, because we provide skilled nursing, PT, OT, skilled nursing, blah, 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 and brochure vomit all over them. They already know what we do. They already told you they know what we do. So respect that and save the time, and you stand out among the crowd as being different. So for the immediate challenge, I want you to think about this, and I'd like you to call your rep. You say to your rep, great, you found an account that qualifies for you to start prospecting. Now, your rep say that very next visit to the account that makes that account want to work with our team. How to differentiate us? If I was in an elevator with a doctor and the doctor turned around and he pointed at me and he said, why should I give your agency a referral? That's a really, really strong, solid answer answer to that question. So I want you to call your rep when we're done and ask this question. What is your rep going to say the very next visit after they've qualified the account that they work with? How do they get that referral? And see what they say. I also want you to go on to our Facebook page on today's challenge and want you to post your rep's grade. I want you to score them. I want you to give them an A, B, C, D, or a D, or an F, or whatever the grades are, and tell me what they said and why you gave them that score. I'm going to give out a $25 Amazon gift card raffle. For any that participates, I'm going to put your name in my hat, pick out one of the names, and you will win a $25 Amazon gift card just as you posted on the Facebook page that you completed a challenge, you called your rep, and you get your result. So I'm looking forward to seeing your answers, and I'm looking forward to you getting that done. So we will be back together again briefly to uncover the secret to track sales reps' progress or lack of with data and not with Notion. So I'm sharing some of those tips and strategies with you tomorrow. I hope you have a great day. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email address is on the screen, and Cheryl@homecaresales.com. Thanks, and have a great day.